Denny Himmelin. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 54 of Drop the Green. Spencer, we made it to 54.
We made it, man.
We made it. A lot of exciting stuff to talk about here. Post-Denny win.
Post-Denny win.
Hence the song.
You got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to work on your song.
Just
a tad. I mean, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I thought of it all the way to the car. I said, that's fire.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't hate it. If you would have told me, we'd have put a little like No, we'd have put something to it. You know, we'd have put something to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Post-Denny win, pre-Mexico City. If you've been listening to the pod, you know that I've been pretty excited about this episode. We have our margaritas.
We do.
We have a great show for you here today. We're going to get started with who we're dedicating the episode to, as always. Our overview today, in honor of Mexico City, is going to be over international races with the NASCAR series. We're going to recap Michigan, what we thought there. We will go over our standouts, see who jumped who this week, who got things closer than what they were. We will do our predictions for Autodromo, Hermanos Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great job.
It's the margaritas. I'm feeling good about it, dude.
Yeah.
And then Spencer will lead us in the Drop the Green bets. And then stick around. I'm on a 2-week losing record in the Choose Who zone.
That's exactly
We will
right.
close out with the Choose Who zone. And my God, do I need a win.
Yeah, you need one.
I need one. But let's get to it. My name's Colby.
My name's Spencer.
And let's drop the green.
We're in the land of shining coal, back down that valley where the roosters crow, and a man defends his own. I got no problems if I stand alone. In the land of shining coal, back down that valley where the roosters crow, and a man defends his own. I got no problems if I stand alone.
Oh, buddy. Whew. That song's so good.
That song is good.
That song is good.
These margaritas are fantastic.
Yes, they are so good.
Colby special.
I'm feeling... Yeah, they've been in my car all day. Yeah, while I was at work. Could not bring margaritas into the office.
Apparently not. I don't know what kind of workplace you have, but that sucks,
Yeah,
dude.
I'm calling OSHA tomorrow.
HR on speed dial about that. That's
Let
ridiculous.
them know.
I know. You got to let them know.
But the whiskey, then the margarita.
Yeah, the whiskey. I was debating whether we were going to do the whiskey or not because we did have margaritas, and I almost decided just straight shot of tequila.
Dude, I have a bottle of tequila, and I meant to bring it because I was like, Mexico week, I have tequila. Let's bring it because I know last week we were doing Pepto-Bismol.
We were. And it was good, though.
It was very good.
It was way better than that.
Did Austin give you back whiskey, or did you have to go get whiskey?
I went and got my own.
Okay.
You know how he is.
What kind of whiskey was that?
Wild Turkey 101. The good stuff, yeah.
That's why it lit me to my core.
I mean, it was either that or... You know what's funny is I like Dickel a lot. We've drank that on the show a bunch.
Yeah.
And it doesn't fit on my whiskey shelf. The bottle's too tall. And it irritates me. So I'm like, I'm not getting a bottle that I have to keep somewhere else.
Yeah. Are you a big Dickel guy?
I wouldn't say big, but, I mean, if we had to rank that, I mean, it's better than Jack and Crown and...
Because word on the streets, you're a little Dickel guy.
Oh!
I didn't know.
Is that how we're going to be today?
No, dude.
Who passed that information on?
I don't know. Word on the street, dude.
All right. You want to jump into it? You want to go first? You want me to go first, buddy?
I don't know, man. Whatever you want to do. You go first.
You want me to go first? I'll go first this week, man. Let's see who we got. This week, I got a man who might be the greatest race car driver to ever step foot in a race car.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think he could have a great career. We are talking about my man, Ty Gibbs. Do you know anything about Mr. Ty Gibbs?
I know that he is the owner of an Xfinity team.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. He was born in, you're never going to guess what year, just guess.
South Dakota.
No, what year?
Oh, what year?
The marks are already hidden. Year. South Dakota.
Yeah, I thought you was talking about the state, bro.
No.
Dude, he's young. Give me 2003.
Oh, 02. 02.
Okay,
All over
okay,
it. All over
okay,
it.
okay.
Born 2 days from my birthday. He was born in... he was born October 4th.
October 4th. And
Yeah.
yours is the 2nd.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah. But I did a little research on him because I don't know too much about Ty, but I know he's super young, and it's weird seeing when we get to highlight some of these young guys of the different career paths that they've had coming up than almost of like a Joey or a Jimmy Johnson, Brad K, how they all did it back then. But so Ty, did you know he was a big BMX guy?
I did not. I could see that.
Can you see that?
Can he ride his bike with no handlebars?
Probably. But he got into BMX racing at the age of 6. By the age of 9, had multiple championships.
Dang.
And was 7th in the ABA, which is the American Bicycle Association. Okay. Moved to mountain biking after he had, I guess, conquered the BMX world. Your next step is mountain biking.
Our little Matt Hoffman.
Yeah. And made it all the way to national number 3 status and won the 2013 USA Cycling National Championship. So pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
He should have stuck to bicycles.
he should have stuck to bicycles. But what gets crazy is he's toured up in other aspects of racing.
Ooh.
So at age 11, he starts go-karts. Had wins at World Go-Kart Association, Superkarts, or World Karts Association, Superkarts USA. And then also that year he started dirt karts. He said he wanted to improve his skills more, so he started racing dirt karts. And he did that for a while, and then in 2017 he transitioned to late models, asphalt late models. Won Rookie of the Year in that series, and then in 18 he won the Rusty Harp Memorial. So that was his big marquee win up until this point. In 2019, he won the Icebreaker Late Model Series, Late Model Stock Car Race. And in that, he also won an ARCA West race. Okay? So he won an ARCA West race. So he's now getting into it. That's kind of like his getting into cars. 2020, he wins 6 ARCA races. Okay? He raced a part-time schedule in ARCA, 6 wins, 12 top 5s,
Wow.
14 top 10s. Guess how many starts?
14.
16.
Okay.
16 starts. I mean, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's crazy. And I know a lot of people are going to say, yes, he is sponsored by Joe Gibbs, so
Best
he is
equipment.
in the best equipment,
Yeah.
especially low down in those series. But still, you have to pull it off.
Yeah.
You still have to do
have
it.
to have the ability
Yeah,
to be able to do it.
you do it. 2021, he comes back, wins 12 ARCA races.
In 2021?
Yeah. 2021 wins 12 ARCA races, made his Xfinity debut, and joins a list of 6 guys to ever win on their very first start in Xfinity Series, won at Daytona Road Course. Granted, it was a road course, but he won Daytona Road Course, his very first start in an Xfinity car.
Wow.
Yeah. And then to cap that off, along that same year, 2021, he wins 3 other races. He's only racing part-time. 2022 was his first full-time schedule in Xfinity, wins the championship.
Yep.
7 wins in the championship.
First year in Xfinity, won the championship.
Yeah, first year in Xfinity, wins the championship. That same year, 2022, he ran a couple races for 23-11.
Yep.
And he actually got a top 10 in that. 2023, he gets full-time ride, JGR, in the 54 car, and missed the playoffs. Finished 18th in points. 2024, 8 top 5s, and finishes 15 in points from making the playoffs.
Wow.
So this year's...
Time's coming.
His time.
He's been running pretty good lately.
Dude, for some odd reason, it feels like every time we highlight a guy, we highlight a guy on the show. The last weekend he did spectacular. Like that was his best finish. It's tied for his best finish all year.
Yeah,
third. He's finished third twice this year, and that's his only top fives, and I think his only top tens.
Wow.
I think he's maybe finished one. He finished 10th once when I was looking, but I didn't write it down. But yeah, it's literally. He has 2 top fives, and last week was his second one. So that's
started
crazy.
off the season pretty slow. And
He did. He had a crew chief change. He had a lot, and now he's just getting back to it. And I think he's one that's going to be super good. I think when I'm curious to see if they move him to like the 11 car. I don't exactly know how that would work, but I feel like you could just easily rebrand that and then put somebody else in this 54. But, I mean, Denny's going to leave here soon. Not sure how long Chase Briscoe will be around if he keeps winning poles and then finishing 57th in a race. But he does know how to win a pole, that's for sure.
He does know how to win a pole.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But, yeah, my episode goes out to Mr. Ty Gibbs, co-owner of Joe Gibbs Racing. Xfinity team owner, so I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. I mean, he's only 22 years of age, just crazy to think about, and he has this will be his third year in full-time Cup racing. I guess my only question before we move on to yours is when do we push the panic button on him if he doesn't say he doesn't win this year, he goes through next year, and he makes the playoffs, okay?
This year he
makes the playoffs.
Okay.
Next year, he gets close to winning. Couple more second place, third place finishes. Has worse all around, misses the playoffs. In his fourth year.
I still don't think
no. I mean, they're not going to get rid of him.
Right.
Because who he is, of course, But does that change your perspective about him? Because clearly right now, I think he's talented.
I do think 2 years from now, if he hasn't won a race, I mean, there's going to be questions about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you click the panic button on him, especially if he's still finishing like top fives.
Yeah.
Because he's there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there is a big difference between 5th and 1st.
There's a massive difference, yeah.
I mean, he's up there.
He is.
So I don't think that I think you're good. I think you're good.
You see, that's what I'm saying. Missing the playoffs, because Joe Gibbs wants all 4 cars in the playoffs,
right?
And they normally get 4 cars into the playoffs.
I think you're right. I think after 2 years, he
makes the playoffs this year, misses it next year, and then third year, that off season, are you like, okay, we really need to hammer down? And to me, that 5th year of him, making the playoffs, gets out in the round of 16 again, doesn't do anything crazy because he just slid in on points.
Yep.
Gets out in the round of 16, comes back, doesn't make the playoffs in his 4th year. That 5th year to me is like, dude, you have to make at least a little bit of a run.
You got to.
You got it. Maybe you don't have to win a race because again of who you are, but to me you got to get to the round of 8.
Yeah.
And because dude, that car's going to be so good.
I don't think that he's going to go that long without a win.
I don't either, but
I think he's going to win this year.
Yeah.
I think he might win at Autodromo or Hermanos Rodriguez.
You think so? He's gonna be pretty decent on a road course. He's a road course kind of guy with the go-kart background.
Yeah.
I just think, and we can move on after this. I know we're getting into the weeds a little bit, but I just think the way the road courses are and the talent in the Cup Series, it's not the Xfinity Series.
Yeah.
He could go win any road course in the Xfinity Series as long as Shane, Larson, Ross, AJ, all them guys are not racing, but they all race in the Cup Series. And I think he's going to have a good day, but to win a race is a lot. And I'm not saying he can't, but I feel like everything would have to go perfect for him. And he probably would have to have a little bit of strategy involved to help him win, which still win. But that's...
We saw that this week.
We did. Strategy. We did see that this week. It sucked, honestly.
Beg to differ.
Well, no. I'm sorry. Look, well, we'll move on.
We'll get into it.
We'll get into it. But
it sounds like
it sucked for other reasons.
Brewing.
I'm so happy to see Denny win.
Yes,
I was.
Thank you.
I was very happy.
Thank you.
But so who do you got this week for us, man?
Man, I have been on these old school guys.
Yes, you have.
Now my guy, his name is Jimmy Pardue.
Pardue. Don't we hate
Pardue?
Don't we hate Purdue?
Purdue.
I
Is
hate
that chicken?
No.
Purdue?
Purdue.
Purdue the school?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Well, this guy's not a Boilermaker.
Good.
He's a trailblazer.
Let's go. That's what we like to. That's what we like to hear, baby.
But Jimmy Pardue. So for those of you who can't see, it's a black and white picture here.
Mm-hmm.
Old school guy. This guy, he was born in 1930.
Mm-hmm.
He is from North Wilkesboro, North Carolina.
Heck yeah.
Actually,
Grassroots, baby.
Grassroots.
Yeah.
Actually, little side bit on this is that to this day, North Wilkesboro has a racing museum, and you can go in there and they have like things of his car, and then apparel and stuff like that. So he was a little bit of a hometown legend.
Mm-hmm.
I read the story about this little kid went to a car dealership to meet Jimmy Pardue, and the whole time that he met this guy, he was asking him about Fred Lorenzen.
Yeah.
Which is like a Hall of Fame driver, but he raced at the same time as Fred Lorenzen. And then the guy was writing the story, and he was like, in hindsight, I could tell that this guy was probably like, why do you keep breaking
Yeah, it's like talking to Kyle Busch and then asking questions about Larson the whole time. Yeah.
But listen, he was super nice about it the whole time. And actually, his nickname is Gentleman Jim. And they kind of gave him Gentleman Jim his nickname because he was a pretty quiet guy, but he super respectful, like very nice guy. During his career, he drove both a Chevy Bel Air and a Pontiac.
Okay.
Before his NASCAR career, he served in the Army. He's a private first class in the Army.
Oh.
And his first start in the Grand National Series, the Cup Series, was in 1955 at Martinsville. Now, he was part-time at that point. He didn't actually become full-time until quite some time later. But his time does come along to go full-time racing, and he raced for a team called Hallman Moody. Now, this is a team that I had never heard of.
Yeah.
But from everything I read, this Hallman Moody race company seemed like it was very well funded.
Okay.
And so they were a very big deal. So he started out doing part-time and did pretty well.
Was he kind of making his own way?
He
like
was
building his own car type thing?
He was kind of funded a little bit from what I could tell, but he was definitely not all the way funded.
Yeah,
From what I could read about it. Now, he drove the 54 car, which hints at this episode. Now, at the time, there was a very popular TV show on TV, and it was called Car 54, Where Are You? I don't know if we can see it, and I don't know if this picture has it, but most of the pictures that I saw of his car did have it. So since this
So he was like sponsored by the TV show almost?
Had nothing to do with this TV show.
Really? Okay.
I meant to look at what this TV show was about, but I didn't. Because
that's a weird show to be called Where Are You 54 car?
It's called Car 54, Where Are You?
Okay, Car 54, Where Are You?
Yes, and it was completely unrelated to him driving this 54 car.
Uh-huh.
So what he did to try to get a little bit of eyes on him, since this TV show is popular, is he added the word car above his number, and then Here I Am below it. So it said Car 54, Here I Am.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
So, pretty cool story.
Little marketing involved.
Little marketing there.
I think that's the first time we've heard of a guy like actually marketing himself a little bit.
Yes.
You know, like that we didn't know of. You said 55 is when he started?
He started in 55, yes.
Yeah, God, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's crazy.
It's way back.
Car 54, Where Are You?
I need to look up what the show is about. I really meant to do it.
Yeah.
But I read a couple different articles for this, and none of it seemed like it had anything to do with
Huh.
him.
Okay.
So,
Well, if you guys know anything about that show, please let us know.
A show from the 50s, please let us know.
Yeah. That'll tell your age.
Now, in the Grand National Series, he raced 8 total years. 4 of those were being full-time. His first full-time season in NASCAR was in 1960.
Dang.
So about 5 years later.
Yeah. And this is for that team that you were talking about?
This is for Hallman Moody.
Okay.
Yes. And so first was in 1960, his first full season. His first full season, he recorded 11 top 10s. Mm-hmm. So pretty good for your first time at it. In 1962 came a spell of his 2 wins. These were his only wins.
Ooh.
But his 2 wins were at Southside Speedway in Virginia and at Dog Track Speedway in North Carolina. It might be Hickory, North Carolina, but I might be wrong on that.
Okay.
Total of 217 starts. So this guy was...
So he raced for a hot minute then.
He was around for a while.
Yeah.
Just some career stats. Ready stats?
Yes.
He recorded 3 poles, 30 top 5s, 88 top 10s, and those 2 wins that I had mentioned.
Do you know his highest finish in
points?
Yeah.
5th.
Okay,
And
so he made a run one time then.
He did. We will get to that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jump ahead.
We will get to that.
Okay.
So in 1963, his best finish at that point was 6th in points.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 1964, he recorded the pole at the World 600.
Let's go.
So it was a huge deal at the time in Charlotte. Last little bit that I have on him, his Cup career was cut short. In 1964, during a tire test at Charlotte, he had a tire blow, and it caused a pretty bad accident from everything that I read. And he passed away about 2 hours later at the hospital.
Dang.
Yes.
Way to bring down the mood.
I know, man. He passed away at 33 years old. But I will say that whenever we have one of these tragedies in NASCAR, NASCAR does learn from it.
They do.
And it possibly saved another life.
Yeah.
So a couple months later, so Charlotte, after he had passed away, Charlotte added a retaining wall.
No shot.
So not to get into the details of the accident, he crashed into a turn. He flew out of that turn, and his car landed like 50 feet away from the track on its lid. Yeah, pretty bad. So after that, Charlotte added this retaining wall.
It's crazy to think that Charlotte didn't have walls all the way around the track at all times. I know. I mean, there's dirt tracks right now that people race at right now that don't have any fencing in the corners. Yeah. Which is crazy to think about.
And then they just, when you see them slide off.
Yeah.
Because it can...
Dude.
Because I'm sure they just had maybe a field back there.
Oh, yeah. It was probably parking. That's wild.
But Charlotte did add that retaining wall in there. And then not too long after that, Richard Petty hit that same spot in a very similar incident and walked away. But...
So he saved Richard Petty's life.
I do not want to say that, but everything that I read...
I'll say it.
Everything that I read is that the accident looks scary similar. Richard Petty had the same situation.
Tire blow,
He hit that wall kind of the exact same way, but because...
The wall was there?
But because that retaining wall was there, he did not fly off the track, and he was fine. So...
That's incredible. That's another good story, dude. This guy's full of Easter eggs.
Yes.
He is full of them.
Now, that year that he did pass away, in 1964, it was a little bit later in the season. I believe it was in September when he was doing that tire test. He finished 5th overall in points.
Heck yeah.
So it was his best Cup Series finish.
And he didn't even really get to finish the year.
He did not finish the year, and he still finished 5th. But all those stats I was telling you about... I mean, 35 top 5s, 88 top 10s. I mean, this guy was a contender.
Yeah.
If you went to the track, I mean, if we had the playoff system, this guy's in the playoffs.
Yeah.
This guy's running up there every week. I mean, really, really something to think about. So, Jimmy Pardue.
Jimmy Pardue.
Cheers
That's
to
awesome.
you.
Cheers to you. I just finished mine, but
wow.
we'll pour another one.
Margarita.
I know. We'll pour another one, but Episode 54, Jimmy
Episode
Pardue and Ty Gibbs edition. That's a good one, Colby. That's a good
Thanks,
one.
man.
I'm glad you learned me something today.
Yeah.
That's why I love these a little bit. You know, you dig into a little bit of history.
Because I never heard of
no.
Jimmy Pardue.
When you texted me again about him, I was like,
Who is he, Jesus?
Dude, ever since Austin has got me with
Days of Thunder?
Yeah, I've been so nervous for these every single time. And so I do a little bit of my own research,
I would not do that to you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I really do. But all right, let's go into the overview, man. I'm excited about this because it's a weird, really week this week for us. Going not overseas, but going to a different country.
Yep.
And
Might
racing.
as well be overseas.
It might
Really.
as well over the Gulf of America. You know. That's what you got to go through to get
Dude,
there.
and it's like South Mexico.
Yeah. Before we get into it, I'll set this up and then I'll ask you something. But so our overview this week going to be over international races. Have you seen any of the hauler drivers? Talk about it, dude.
No, they're TikToks, dude.
Yes,
And where they're
so
showing-
crazy.
They
Like
are crazy.
it's crazy to think about. They left from Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan
Loaded up a new car.
Yeah,
Headed down.
most had to go back to North Carolina or whatever, but from back over. I mean, they're just literally from one end to the other. Like you can't go any further. And to drive like that's crazy to think about.
Police escorts right now.
Yeah.
Like military police.
It makes you think of the movie Cars.
How?
Well, when they they all in first Cars, don't want to spoiler alert because you haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
They all tie
Yeah.
at the Piston Cup.
Yeah.
Okay, and then they have to make that long
the
trek
tongue.
to California.
Yeah.
So if you didn't know, the Piston Cup is modeled
what
after
this cup?
Bristol.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's modeled after Bristol. So they're like coming from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast type of thing. And it just makes me think about, how Mac travels and, Lightning McQueen gets lost, all that good stuff,
Yeah.
So maybe Chase Briscoe's hauler will show up without a car because he's out there on Route 66 living it up.
Just paving right now.
Yeah.
In a little town.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love how you just bring up cars. This is the guy that had Lightning McQueen as his background.
It still is.
It still is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
If
Did you know it turned 19 years old the other day?
I saw that.
Yeah.
And I almost shed a tear a little bit because I was
Yeah.
like, dang, dude.
It doesn't seem that
It doesn't seem that old. And what's funny is they almost ruined the series with the Cars series with the second one.
Yeah.
The second one's trash. I don't know if you...
3 better?
3 is amazing.
It is.
Yes. You gotta watch 3.
I've seen them all, but
Okay.
dude, it's been so long.
Yeah, you gotta.
If I
you
want
gotta
to watch
real-
Cars, I watch Cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But the first one, amazing.
Amazing.
Second one,
Is that when they were spies?
yes.
Yes, that one.
It's
does
like
suck.
what are we doing?
Yeah.
We're getting away from all
What's the third
story.
one about?
He goes.
Our
He's
views on
a,
cars.
yeah. He goes back. He goes. He's the old guy in the series. So it's a lot like Jimmy Johnson. He can't win. He's trying to get back to the glory days, and now we have this next gen type of car
Oh, yes,
comes
that's when,
along.
like Jackson Storm.
Jackson Storm comes
Yes,
along. Jackson
yes.
Storm is this rookie that's iconic. He's doing all these different training things,
Yeah.
and they have to get McQueen to buy into this, but he's stubborn, and all this. So it's it good. He has to go back to the dirt track where him and Doc, would do their thing. So
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Turn left, go right.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Turn left.
It's
go
turn right to go left.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
good. Yeah, because they go
that's right.
they go
That's
left.
Right. That's
yeah.
correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, dude, give me a break over here. I've had a shot in a
Yeah.
margarita. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll be lucky if I can turn left and right out of here.
Let's get back on point a little bit.
Yes.
So, international race this week in Mexico City. I'm hoping you have a little bit for us, but this is not the first international race that NASCAR has ever had.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Can you fill me in? Because I don't know when the last one. I knew there was one before, but I couldn't tell you when it was.
I will say, this is the first points-paying race in the NASCAR Cup Series since 1952.
Dang!
And in 1952, that was the first international race, and as you could imagine, it was in Canada. But we have been international since then. Those were just exhibition races, or they were the Cup or Xfinity and Truck Series.
Okay.
So this is the
so
first
Xfinity
Cup
and
race.
Trucks traveled a little bit more.
They did, because you might remember that the Trucks raced in Canada at Canadian Tire.
I do remember
for
that.
like 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Xfinity also ran in Canada, a different track. Did not write the track down, but Xfinity raced in Canada from 2007 to 2012.
Okay. So pretty recent then.
Pretty recent.
Yeah.
But the Cup Series side of it, we went to Australia in 1988 for a non-points paying race. It was at the Australia Thunderdome. And apparently the Australia Thunderdome racetrack is modeled after Charlotte.
Whoa.
Did not know that.
So it's an oval.
It's an oval.
Wow.
It's an
so we
oval.
raced an oval overseas.
It's an oval.
That's crazy.
Yes. And then some guys went back to race non-NASCAR affiliated races. They have a race that same year. They have a thing called the Christmas 500. And
that's cool.
They raced over there. But yes, and then so Australia 1988. And then in Japan, we did some exhibitions at 2 different tracks. And 96, 97 was at one track, and then 98 was another track.
Okay.
But I believe those are the ones, and if I'm wrong, I'm going to hear about it. But I think those are the ones where Dale Jr. and Dale Sr. ran the red and the black Coca-Cola cars, and they had like the polar bear on them.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that's right.
Okay, that's cool.
I'm pretty sure that's right. But yeah, so this is not the first time that we went. Facts?
Yeah.
You ready? Facts? Stats?
Yes. Stats.
So
Stat facts.
We're backtracking a little bit, but remember how I told you Xfinity? Whoa. Also, time out. Moving on from Australia and Japan, Xfinity actually raced in Mexico City.
At this track?
At this track.
Okay.
From 2005 to 2008.
What was the name? What's the name of this track?
Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez.
Okay.
And I'm trying to say that with the best way I can.
I know.
Yes.
I think you're killing it.
Am I killing
Yeah,
it?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know.
But
You don't want to hear me say
I
it.
took 2 years of Spanish.
Yeah, that
When the teacher called on me, I just rolled my R's like hell.
Yeah.
It's just so fun saying it right. But when Xfinity went to Mexico City in 05 and 08, we had 4 races there. You want me to tell you the Xfinity race winners?
Oh yeah, hit me with them.
First ever winner in Mexico City in the Xfinity Series in 2005.
Okay.
Martin Truex Jr.
Oh.
Do you want to guess 2006's?
Yeah. Let me
Okay.
guess 2006.
I'll say you've heard of one of them's not going to be that surprising if you think
Okay.
old school.
Okay.
But the other 2 might be, and I will say they're active drivers.
Oh, so they're still driving.
They're still driving.
Okay, so one is going to be kind of surprising. One is, or not surprising
one is
if I
not
think
gonna
old
be, but
school.
Old school does not race anymore.
Okay.
Did a stint in the Cup Series.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is your 2000.
2006 is a guy that's still racing.
Okay, 2006. I'm going to try to guess him. Still racing. He's got to be older if he's still there. I mean, first thoughts are Denny.
It's Denny.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
Denny.
yeah.
Denny won in 2006. 2007, this is the guy that does not race in the Cup Series anymore, but would not be that surprising once I tell you this name.
Okay, so we definitely know the name.
You will know this name.
Okay. Doesn't race in the Cup Series anymore. Is it Mark Martin?
It is not Mark Martin.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
It is Juan Pablo Montoya.
Wow. Who would have guessed that?
Yeah, I told you it wouldn't be that surprising because he was a road course guy.
I know, he was a road course guy.
And then 2008, last winner, still active. Give me a guess.
Okay. Again, did Denny go back? Did Denny win it again?
No repeats.
Okay, no repeats. Give me Brad K.
Kyle Busch.
Oh, Kyle Busch. That was That was on the radar. That was good.
So Mexico
Okay.
City, 05 to 08, Truex, Hamlin, Montoya.
So we have
Alva.
2 guys coming up in the field that have actually raced this track for real.
Yes.
Now, do we know if is there a change? Is there a configuration change?
Could not tell you that.
I couldn't tell you that either.
Could not tell you that.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry if you have more.
But yeah, so we talked about Xfinity, talked about trucks. The only other thing I have for international racing, as far as that I wrote down, is that NASCAR now has series in the Euro Series, Brazil Series, Mexico Series. They'll actually be racing, I believe, on Friday at that track, but I do not believe it's televised.
Oh.
And then Canada has a NASCAR series as well.
Do you think we could go down to like Brazil and like tear up the Brazil drivers?
No, I don't think that at all. I'm sure they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're probably really good.
They're probably
I know.
pretty good.
But it'd be fun to think about it. We
Racing,
could.
figure it out.
I've gotten back into it pretty hardcore here. That's why I couldn't go to your UFC fight.
That's what you were doing?
Dude, I'm not going to lie. I know. It's embarrassing, but I could not. Literally, you were like, "Are you coming?" And I clicked on register for race. and I was like, "Hey Siri, text Colby. I will not be there." And I'm driving. So thank
God you were practicing safe driving.
I know, exactly,
Yeah,
like you do.
Like you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no, that's what I was doing. But that's very interesting stuff, man. I mean,
so we've had some stints in Canada, Exhibition Race in Australia, and then Japan.
So where would you like? Because it's so weird to think about our series as NASCAR Cup Series. It's right there with F1. You know, as far as popularity, you know, in the whole spectrum of motorsports, I would think. I mean, F1 has way more supporters, but I also think it's because they travel. They go everywhere.
Yeah,
they go everywhere.
Yep.
So where else would you like to see a NASCAR race go to? Because now that I know that there's an oval in Australia,
who knows if it's still there?
Yeah, that's true. Who knows if it's still there?
88.
Yeah, but I would love to see. Then I know the logistics would be absolutely insane because these teams are not set up to do that.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, would I love to see an oval race in Germany?
Yes.
And what's weird is I'm not big on expansion in that way because we know the NFL's been doing this for like the past 8 years now.
Going to
London. They've been in Germany and played.
They send them the crappy games.
Yeah.
It's always the Jaguars.
You know why it's the Jaguars?
Yeah. Why?
Oh, because their team owner is from London.
No kidding.
Did you not know that?
He's the guy that owns like 5 Hour Energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
He owns a lot of stuff, and he's based out of England.
Really?
Yeah, their owner is English.
I didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's why the Jaguars always go, is because...
NFL podcast.
Yeah. I'll learn you something here, too.
We're talking ball.
We talk that ball.
We know ball.
Yeah, but he is the one... He's the reason why, is because they're... he's English. He's from... I don't know if he's from there, but he has a lot of business and stuff tied up there. So I don't want to speak too over my head, but...
Yeah,
that is my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
I am almost 2 margaritas deep, you know. Yeah, you gotta catch up, brother. These are good. These are good. They're getting better.
They're getting
better, baby. And that's what I love to see.
Yeah.
So, but back to my question: where would you like to see NASCAR go to another country? And would you rather it be another road course, or would you rather see an oval? Now, it would be tough to have an oval because there's not a lot other than the States here. So, what's your take?
So, with the thing about taking international, like you said, it's adding a road course to the schedule. Mm-hmm. So, you would have to take, Mexico City away. But I would love if we went to just a crazy country, dude. Give me Russia.
Like Russia, Japan again?
Yeah, or Japan.
Korea?
North Korea.
Oh, North Korea is a little wild.
Listen, you know how they make them clap and stuff? Every time there's a pass, you just see
we just
everybody.
Lost every North Korean fan that we had.
They can't access it.
You sure?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure.
Dude, imagine
they don't allow Western
Kim Jong-un
Yeah, he's like, guys, listen.
Listen to Drop the Green.
You can't listen to Western media, but these guys are pretty funny.
Yeah.
We think Austin will be back.
That's where he's at. That's where he's at right now. He's in North Korea. Sorry, the truth comes out. He's been in North Korea now for 4 weeks. Yeah, well, I can't. We're talking about it. We got to let the fans know where he's at.
Yeah.
He's out there schmoozing it. He's schmoozing Jim Conn.
he was out there on the streets just preaching dirt track racing.
Yeah.
You're in jail.
He's like the Jehovah's Witness, knocking on doors and handing out pamphlets and
like,
doing the whole nine.
Kyle Larson's a 3-time Chili Bowl winner.
Oh, that's good.
Oh God.
But no, I'm with you. I think it would be
anywhere.
cool.
I think really. Dude.
Now, do you think that we should only do one a year?
International, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's a little bit for the teams because I'm sure the Mexico trip is heck expensive. They have to pay.
I know
a tax to go in there. I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's a fee. I don't know what it would be called, but
they have to have passports now.
Yeah.
And a real ID probably.
Yeah. And then
we better hope they have the real IDs. I don't know.
Bush has to hide his gun.
Yeah. I wonder if like the sponsors. Do you think it affects any sponsors?
Honestly,
I think it could, like potentially.
Well, do you think I would counter that and say, do you think the sponsors are actually in it for the people at the track or the TV?
I mean, they're definitely, all of them are mostly for TV.
I think they love it because I think a lot of people are going to tune in because it is in Mexico. And there's more people looking at the cars, looking at their name.
That kind of rolls into my next question is, do you think this international racing gains us fans from other countries? Like, do you think people in Mexico City, there's definitely going to be a turnout for the race? Now, I'm not saying, I don't,
there will
being a road course, they can probably hold literally 1 million people. Like, if we're being honest. I mean, that's what a lot of these massive, because it's 2.67 miles.
Yeah.
So you can hold a ton of people. I don't know if they personally sell it out. I don't know how cheap tickets are. That would be cool to look into, honestly. Cool. How cheap they are. And see how much they are.
Yeah.
Well, of course, your travel is going to be terrible getting over there.
Yeah,
that'll be where the price is. But I just wonder if like they get a really good turnout from the Mexico City crowd. I would be curious. Like, do they follow? Is it? I mean, I would assume. I'm not trying to, but they're probably Daniel Suarez fans, right?
I was actually going to say that. So I think a lot of them, they're going to go to the race because it's a big deal, right? It's a big thing in town. You want to go. You want to go be a part of it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, this guy's from here.
Yeah.
And then maybe those people are like, I wonder how he's doing.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 weeks from now, I wonder how Suarez is doing. So you have people paying attention to NASCAR that maybe doesn't, which is why I think it's great that we have these drivers.
Do you think
we don't have two, but two drivers from different areas?
Yeah.
Because it does bring attention, and it's not all a bunch of white dudes from North Carolina.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But not a bunch of hicks.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good. I think that kind of the same way. I mean, I think that being where they are, kind of what we're known for, the roots of it, I think it's great to see that our sport wants to go to different places.
I love it.
And I would love to see them put an international track on the schedule every year.
Wouldn't it be crazy if we went to one?
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I would be more out to go. Because imagine they do Chicago Street Course every year now.
Yeah.
Imagine if we did one in Tokyo.
Yeah, it'd be sweet.
Like, we could get Logan to freaking tour us around and he'd be like, I mean, again, I'm one, I've never been out of the country. Not that I don't want to go, but
been to the Bahamas.
Yeah, is that out of the country? Do you have to have a passport to go? I can't remember.
On a cruise, you don't have to.
Oh,
you don't
okay.
have to have a passport really,
on a cruise.
No matter what.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Is Bahamas a territory of us?
It's a territory of us. But I did get way off topic.
Yeah.
Turks and Caicos is England.
Okay.
And I didn't have to have a passport for that because it's a closed circuit.
You did have to.
I did not.
You did not because you're coming back or whatever?
Yeah, because it's a loop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting, though.
Yeah.
But No, I think it would be cool just to go to different countries to see how they would respond. Like imagine we know the atmosphere at Talladega.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Imagine we go to Australia at that oval.
Dude, they'd throw down.
I know that's what I'm
SVG fans for days.
I know.
I'd be rooting for him too.
Yes, you would be.
I'm rooting for Suarez this week.
I think so.
100%.
I can't wait to tell you some of my bets, so it's going to be good.
Okay. Oh,
yeah. But no, I think it would be really cool to see how other cultures and people respond if they respond kind of the same way we do in NASCAR,
Yeah.
and bringing those cars over there would be super cool. Like imagine, they go to Las Vegas for the playoffs. They do the burnouts downtown on the Strip in Vegas. Imagine they're in Russia and they're just freaking doing burnouts in Moscow. That would be cool. That would be cool.
That would be
so cool. I think it would be very interesting. I think we would have to. I think the big thing would not be to follow F1's model, really. Like, I would be fine with not going to the same racetracks that they do, possibly. But now, again, those tracks probably are, they're set up for those type of events, which would be tough to get NASCAR. I mean, it was like pulling teeth to go to North Wilkesboro. They had to get their facilities in order for us to go there. So it would be I'd be very interested to see how they would handle a different venue where they really couldn't say much. They would just kind of have to show up and be subject to how their racing facilities are. So I think that would be pretty cool. And then my last question, I know we've hit on it, but do you think that NASCAR could ever pull off something like F1 does and travel the country?
No. I don't think right now with this current structure of money and NASCAR that the teams would be able to do that.
I don't think they'd want to do it.
I don't think they'd want to do it either. I think that, most of their fans are, of course, in America, and you're just taking away from the people that are going to be there, because NASCAR is a little bit different than F1 in that respect, that the hardcore fans are here. I think that what NASCAR is doing now is perfect.
Okay, I'm with you.
Do an international race. If you can't do it every year, every 2 years.
Yeah.
There's a lot of logistics, I'm sure, that you got to work out. But as far as us, like F1, traveling around the country or around the world and putting on shows, I don't see how NASCAR could do that. We would have to completely. F1 does have a little bit more money.
Yeah, they don't cap anything.
They got ESPN money.
Yeah, they have a lot. They do a lot of things. So
do you think so?
I think it's possible. I think they have the money there, but NASCAR would have to dish it out.
Yeah.
And NASCAR does not want to dish it out.
You're going to take away from a lot of tracks that do well.
Yes.
That's the other thing about it is a lot of them are NASCAR-owned tracks.
Yeah. I would really have to get down to I don't think F1 owns tracks.
I don't think they do.
They might. Again, I'm not one to speak on F1, but I know they're probably not set up like...
Because it's either like NASCAR or Marcus Smith's.
Yeah.
SMI, is that right?
SMI, yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to be taken away from them.
NASCAR's
not going to take away from themselves.
Yeah, and then SMI would lose their crap if you did something like that.
I think Marcus Smith is essentially NASCAR.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways.
He is,
you know
yes.
What I mean?
Yeah.
So I think what they're doing now, I would love to see more international racing.
Yeah.
Because I'm so excited for Mexico.
Yeah. No, I can't wait.
It's Father's Day. My dad called and said, "Hey, Colby, can I please see you?" No, Dad. It's Mexico week.
It's Mexico week.
I'm drinking a margarita.
Yeah.
You'll have another Father's Day.
Yeah. But there will only be one race.
But there will only be one Mexico race.
Yeah, that's right.
Besides the 2005, 2008.
All right. I think that was good, man. That was good. That was good discussion over the overview there. Let's jump in, unless you got anything else.
Mm-mm.
Okay, let's jump into Michigan recap, and I want to hear your race rating.
Last week on our race rating, we were way off from each other.
We were.
I might be way off from you because of my score.
Okay, really? Mm-hmm. Okay. What'd you give it?
9-1.
Oh, we're not way off. I gave it an 8.7.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, I
Okay.
thought it was spectacular.
I will say
This race was amazing.
this race was amazing. The reason why I love this race is because in every stage we saw a different aspect of NASCAR.
Yes, dude,
Stage
so
one.
true.
Stage one, we saw racing.
Yep.
Like we saw passing. We saw. I know people were kind of on the fence about tire wear and passing really aero with people not being able to pass. But I thought when I was watching it,
There was
even if it wasn't happening up front, there was always some kind of pass going on.
The racing through the field was
Was
fantastic.
amazing.
Fantastic.
Stage 2.
Yeah.
Every NASCAR fan likes a little bit of carnage, and we saw the wrecks. Thank God Alex Bowman's okay. Nasty
Dude, he
lick.
hit so hard.
Nasty lick.
Yeah.
And that's the tip of the hat to safety in NASCAR
Yeah.
right now because that was bad.
We almost got to the point where I was like, we got to clean this up.
Yeah,
like
when they red flag it immediately.
Yeah.
you know it's bad.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying we kept having cautions.
Yeah,
Like they kept trying
thought
to.
it was going to be a caution fest.
Yes,
I did too.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, we're on like our fourth one now. Like I know we've red flagged it, and thank the Lord he was okay. But I was like, dude, you guys need to calm down. Like this
These
is not.
guys were driving their tails off.
I know.
I mean,
and they just saw it was that track is so good at setting up for really wide racing.
wide.
It's so wide. You can four wide is not a problem there at all.
Yep.
We saw runs coming off the corners. It was incredible.
Great.
Yeah. So I thought it was a fantastic race.
In stage 3, we saw the strategy.
Yes.
Yep.
Stage 3, we saw strategy. We saw guys, hey, we need gas. We have finally figured out what tire wear is going to do a little bit. Well, some of us did. The 77 didn't know what tire wear was. But other than that, I mean, very tough on him. But no, the strategy was such a fun thing to see. And you said it perfect. We got to see every aspect of racing in every single stage of what we wanted to see. It was so good, man.
What
So
what
good.
else could have happened for you to put your rating in the 9s?
Probably maybe just more of a fight down the stretch. I mean, and it's
At the end? Yeah.
and that's nothing on how it played out. It played out exactly how it should have. I think it would have been like a 9.4 for me if Carson would have not blown tires and we would have got to see if he could have saved enough fuel.
Yeah.
Because like they're calling, hey, we're going to be like 5 laps short. Like it
He
wasn't even
going to make it.
I know that's what I'm
they were
saying.
telling Byron too.
I know that's what they were telling Byron, but at the same time, it's like we didn't think Joey could make it. That's what I'm saying. Like you don't know until you know.
Yeah.
And so that's all their calculations. Maybe he was saving enough. I don't know. He was still burning a lot. Amazon did a fantastic job of
what's that meter called?
the burn meter.
Burn meter.
Is that what it's called?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, the burn meter was fantastic. He's burning, which is crazy to see the miles per gallon. They get 5
4 or
point.
5,
Yeah.
It's like a
wild.
Jeep.
Yeah, it's bad. I'm like, okay. But yeah, just seeing how that would have.
I do love that because I've always wondered what they got miles per gallon.
Yeah. No, it's
always
so.
wondered
Yeah,
that.
everyone's always wondered that. It's so good to see it. But I just think it would have been very curious to see. I don't think he would have personally made it, but I would have loved to see him try because he would have. He would have flipped the switches, done everything he could because he made his bed. He had to stay out, and he needed that track position. I don't think they would have ever passed him unless he like literally started saving enough.
He would have had to.
Like he was saving enough to finish the race type of thing, but he was saving in the fact that he wanted to stay up front. So he's like going not just minimum speed, but minimum leader speed type of thing, and no one was still catching him because they were kind of saving in the same thing. So it would have been very interesting to see. I almost thought, and I know he probably wouldn't have been in his best interest, but when he blew those tires, if he would have just spun.
Yeah.
If he would have just spun and trusted himself to get it rolling again, not go a lap down, start in the back, put new tires on it, fuel tank, because they still had like what 30 25 laps, 20 laps. I mean, it wasn't like
it wasn't
6 to go. Yeah, it wasn't like 6 to go when he did it. So I would have been very curious. He definitely still wouldn't have won, but I think he could have drove his way back up there to a top 10 as fast as that car was. That car was...
Dude, that 77's looking good this year.
It's looking so good.
I'm cheering for Carson.
I know.
So hard, man.
That was a tough one because you're literally watching. You're like, Carson may do this. Like, for real. And then you hear him like, oh, my God, he's running out of gas. And you're like, dadgummit. I think that was the other thing, like, too, is like, I would rather him see run out of gas than blow tire.
Yeah.
Blow 2 tires to finish his day off.
Yeah.
So, that sucked. But
messing with the air pressure.
Yeah. He was messing with him, but... Denny got the win.
Yeah.
Very deserving of the win.
That was our intro.
That was our intro. Can you give us a little taste of the song again?
Denny Hamlin. Do you know what the song that is?
Yeah, I think so.
Denny and the Jets.
Yeah.
Happy for Denny Hamlin. Dude.
Yeah,
third win of the year.
Third win.
He is tied.
He's tied for the
with
lead.
Christopher Bell.
Yep.
William Byron as well.
I think William only has 2, right?
Is that correct? Okay.
Daytona and
I thought there was another third, but there might not be another third.
William Byron. I know he won Daytona and then he won one other. I think he only has 2.
He might only.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that.
I'm not sure on that.
But
either.
Denny, third win. Love him or hate him. If you're listening to the pod, you probably hate Denny. Everybody hates Denny. There was a lot of cheers.
There was. How'd you like his comment? How'd you like his comment?
Loved his comment.
Yeah.
Loved his comment. I don't know, calling your dad daddy a little weird, but I'm not here to say that.
Very weird.
Very
weird. Not little. It's
daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some people do call their dad.
I know, but to me, he's not.
My dad would smack me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call your dad dad. I mean,
he's like,
I think you can only get away with that if you're
like,
under the age. Under the age of like 18.
Yeah. I think he was being cute with it.
He was being cute with it. I
love that he brought it back. Because I hated that he took it away.
Yeah.
Because you might as well get the booze if you're getting the booze.
Yeah.
And I like, for everybody listening that hates Denny Hamlin, I 100% understand why you hate Denny Hamlin. But I'll tell you this right now. I think we could all agree the sport would be a little more boring if he wasn't in it. Because you need that heel. You need that villain.
See, that's the thing that I wanted to touch on. I think he's kind of a bad heel. Sometimes he doesn't lay into it enough.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
He does it when he wins.
So sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you. No, I saw our boy Breakhard talking about it, and I kind of thought the same thing, but he really brought it to light a little bit. And I feel like just Denny does not lay into it enough. Like, he is a villain. He's a villain in our sport, and we need villains. I love him. Yeah. I think it's great. I like to see him win, and I like to see him mess with the crowd and do everything.
He did the Ohio thing.
Yes, yeah.
I mean,
I know that was weird too because Michigan has beat them like the past 3 years in a row.
I know he did it just to rile them up.
He did.
And they were actually kind of cheered for him.
Yeah.
Did that? Mm-hmm. I was like, God, I love Diddy.
Yeah, so I'm with that. I just wish he would lay into that all the time. Type of thing.
I will counter that.
Okay.
Counter?
Yes, please.
Speculation counter?
Yes.
I think that he's doesn't do it as much because of sponsorship. So
he's losing his sponsor.
Bam. You got it. So he had FedEx forever. Mm-hmm. But think about if you are the person in charge of this huge company, how hard is it to be like, hey, we're going to spend all this money to put our name on a race car for the person everybody hates?
That's fair.
You know?
The person that everybody hates. At the same time, though, like...
And then when he wins, he gets absolutely booed. And he's got Yahoo!
I mean, Yahoo would be... But I think there's companies out there that are kind of villain companies.
Yeah, you think Yahoo is?
No, Yahoo's not.
National Debt Relief, probably.
Yeah, National Debt Relief, yeah. No, but I think there's companies out there that wouldn't mind taking on that villain role.
Probably.
A little bit.
But there's fewer than those than... There
are, and...
That's my entire reasoning behind it.
I think you're pretty spot on with it.
So he has to be a little selective.
He knows.
And also he probably has Joe Gibbs in his ear and chill. We gotta We got to get people in this car.
Yeah, no, I think you're exactly right. I would just love to see, because I mean, you think about it in pro wrestling, which I don't follow at all, really. And
sure you don't.
Do you?
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's the only one I know.
Okay.
Logan Paul, I like him.
Yeah, Logan Paul.
I like
But
villains.
yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. They have actual villains, like people that when they get up there, they know they're going to be booed so hard that.
That's why they sell tickets.
Exactly.
It's all entertainment.
It's all entertainment. So at the same time, I think he could do a better job, and I think it is a weird kind of place that he has to put himself in with the sponsorship of never to talk bad about him, but to really just maybe focus that more on himself, kind of, and just get fans to hate him more.
Yeah.
And I think that sponsor would do just as well. Like, dude, I know you've heard it, but any publicity is good publicity.
That's as long as they're making noise.
Exactly. And Denny is that guy that's going to make waves. He's going to make waves in whatever he does. So I just wish he'd lay into it a little bit more, but it was cool to see him bring it back. I was so happy he said it.
You were too?
Yes, dude. I beat your favorite driver. That's what you want to hear.
So funny.
That's what you want to hear.
Yeah.
And then you want to hear him, I beat your favorite driver, and then you want to hear, boo. That's what you want to hear.
And I'm home like,
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we live for.
I was jumping up.
Yeah, it was a great win for him. Third one of the year, and I just hope he can cap it off and freaking get through the round of 8 and have a chance. It's one of those again. We know how
3 wins helps.
3 wins helps.
He only had 2 last year.
Yeah,
he got that might be wrong. I was about to say because he got Pocono taken away. But
no. That was
2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago.
Yep.
But no, it's just. Like, we know how good those Penske cars are going to be down there. And so it's just so tough for him to, like, no offense if he doesn't win a championship. It's not because he didn't deserve it or shouldn't have won it. It's just the way it's set up now that those Penske cars are so good at Phoenix. I mean, you just can't really beat them right now. And so I hope
that's why I think he's going to stay around.
Yeah.
So you were talking about Ty Gibbs going in the 54. Mm-hmm. Now that we have a rotating championship after this year.
Yeah.
I think that he saw that and he's like, man, I gotta stick around.
I got a little bit more time.
At least 3-4 more.
Yeah,
years.
It goes to Miami, dude.
Yeah,
Denny's chance to.
While he's winning.
Denny's. That's the other thing. He's not gonna. I would never think he would retire after a 4-win season and he doesn't win the championship. Yeah. I would never, because why would you?
Yeah.
You won 4 times. The next driver has 5 wins. So
you might not have charters anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on with him. But for him to just be able to say he has 3 wins this year so far is incredible. So, really good. Anything else on Michigan? I know fuel mileage was important. We talked about that.
Just a great race, man.
Yeah.
I know that we don't love tracks having 2 dates, but I will say Michigan's had 1 date for what I feel like it's been a while.
Yeah.
And if you're ever going to give a track a second date, I would say Michigan. Like, dude,
I would be fine with putting them in the playoffs and taking out a Daytona.
I think everybody watching at home
or
too,
Talladega, one of them.
No, you can't take away from one of those big crown jewel races. But I mean, it's true, man.
I know, but
even drivers.
I was just talking super speedways. This race was way more.
Well, they're never going to get rid of a Daytona or Talladega because those sell out.
I understand, and I said Daytona, but Daytona's not even the playoffs. I was talking a playoff race.
A playoff race,
and to me, the first one that comes to mind is I know it probably has to be in there, but just for me, I've talked about it before. I don't like seeing super speedways in the playoffs.
I understand.
So,
I understand.
And I think this we could. They would have a lot of pushback on it, but I think that if say you go there 2 more years and it puts on this amazing race again, I think you actually could make a push for Talladega, or I mean, the Roval needs to go too.
Well, the Roval will go, but I would say like Michigan wouldn't be a terrible championship spot. The only problem with it is that it's November.
Yeah,
and it's Michigan, and I do not know, but it's early November, so I don't know weather, but
Yeah.
it probably will not be snowing.
Yeah.
But it will be cold.
It would be very cold.
And it could be snowing.
Yeah.
But I've never been.
No, I've never been there. It would be very interesting to see that in.
I think it's southern Michigan too.
I do. I think you're right. Yeah.
I don't think that matters at all.
No, dude, you get up there, it's freaking snowing.
It's cold.
Yeah, it's snowing.
That's the only thing about it. But I mean, just such a great race.
Yeah,
Man. Like,
I wouldn't mind putting it up there in kind of the very first, and this may be the second date of it. You know, because it's after the All-Star race anyway. You go to Daytona, then you go to Michigan. Then I know
for the first playoff race.
No. I'm talking very beginning of the year. Very beginning of the year. Throw it in there kind of early.
And then put it in there later.
I
love that.
You know what I mean?
I love that.
Mix it up a little bit. You give them a track. Because we used to have, to me, this track resembles a lot of what Fontana used to bring to us in California.
Yes.
It's kind of that same feel of a track. It's really long. It's got some banking, but you can't run wide open type of feel.
Yep.
To me, throw that again, because I miss that Fontana race, especially with the car we have now. I mean,
good.
It's so good.
That warehouse.
Yeah, and now the old car was not great at Fontana. That's kind of, I think why
what killed it.
Yeah, what killed it. But dude, throw Michigan in there early. And again, but I think you kind of run into that same problem.
Then you're in February.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You're running in February, March. I don't know how the weather would play. So that's probably why it has... Yeah, it would be cold, but I would love to see how that affects... Because Fontana's been cold before. So, I mean, we've done it there.
Yeah.
And because it's Northern California, so it's up kind of in the mountainous area, if I remember right. And it can be chilly. So I would just love to see... Of course, you don't want it 32 degrees. Yeah. But if it's... 55,
that's
45. Yeah, I mean, that's
45 even.
That's sweatshirt weather.
Yeah.
You're bringing out a sweatshirt and hammering. That's the season we love in football.
Yeah.
When you get out of August and September and you're finally in October and you're like, oh my God.
I got to wear a jacket.
I got to wear a jacket.
You're like, perfect.
And you're drinking whiskey to stay warm.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. I would just... I'm with you. 2 dates at this track would be incredible, and I would love to see that.
Love Michigan. Cannot wait for Michigan next year.
Yeah. All right, let's move into our standouts a little bit. This week was not very surprising, really. I didn't think so, except for Hocevar Gibbs. We'll start there. Hocevar dominated literally most of the entire race, and Ty Gibbs still got him because of his flat tires, which is another one which we've said about Hocevar week in and week out. Dude is so much faster than Ty, but he can't put together the finishes. Now Ty had a really good finish.
Yeah.
So
he got third.
Yeah. But at the same time, he was never leading.
You remember who got second? Was it Bell? No, it was Busher.
Busher. Yeah.
Yep.
Busher got second.
Yep.
But Gibbs was never up there in like he's gonna win type of status. Now he had a really fast car. Who knows what would have happened on
you talking about Busher?
No, I'm talking about Gibbs. Like who knows what could have happened, but he never led the race. Or of like, hey, he has a really good car. He did have a really good car, but it was never like winning type of speed.
And they told him to fuel save.
Yeah, they told him to fuel save, and then Carson had his problem, which sucks. So Gibbs got him there, 11-5. I still think we can see a comeback at this point, but I don't know if Hocevar can. He's got to finish a race. He's got to finish a race.
Yeah. They got the speed.
Mm-hmm. I think they have so much more speed than Ty Gibbs right now. Literally, Ty hadn't done anything till like this race and like 2 weeks ago. Nah. I mean, he really hadn't. And Hocevar has had that speed all year. He just can't put together a complete race. So we'll see how that plays out. It's 11-5 Gibbs. SVG Suarez got him again. And didn't get him by much. Got him by a couple positions.
Was it SVG or Suarez that wrecked in that Alex Bowman wreck?
I think Suarez. No. SVG got caught up in it. Yeah, because he was back in there. But it didn't end his day. I think he just had damage. And then Cindric Barry with another good finish there. And then
he's got Barry's got Cindric 9-7.
9-7, thank you.
Okay.
And Bubba Briscoe. Bubba with a really good first time that we'd seen the 2311 cars.
Dude, I kept them out of my fantasy lineup just because I was scared, and then I was like, I'm an idiot.
Dude, I can't blame you because I did too. Like I don't have any faith in Tyler Reddick or Bubba right now. Now Bubba gave me some hope, but then again, they were good here last year. I think
Reddick was running pretty good for a while too.
Reddick was running pretty good. I mean, Reddick won last year, so but at the same time, they still just were honestly lackluster for them. Yeah, I just feel like when they go to this track, Tyler Reddick's won there. Him and Bubba should be easily in that top 5 conversation. And to me, I was nervous about a top 10. So, but Bubba gets it done. 9-7, Bubba Wallace. Good standouts. Any other standouts?
I'll say a standout that I saw is shout out RFK Racing.
Yeah.
All 3 cars top 10.
Yeah. They had a really good day.
Remember last week when you said Brad was washed?
Brad is still washed. I mean, he got a top 10. Congratulations.
That's pretty good.
I didn't say it was bad, but he's still washed.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know? But shout out them.
Shout out them.
I saw that.
I'll give them that. I'll give them their credit where credit's due.
Yeah, give them their flowers.
I will. I'll give him the flowers, but he's still washed. He's still washed. I swear to God. He's still washed. All right. You want to move into this week's race?
Let's do it. This week's race.
Let's do it.
Is at Spencer.
You want me to say it?
Yeah.
Autodromo.
Dromo.
Okay.
Say it again.
Autodromo. Hermanos. No. I'm so bad.
You're doing good, but you just. Well, you got the last one. Last one's Rodriguez.
Yeah, so I got that one.
Say it all together fast.
Hold on. Did I say Hermanos?
Or
Hermanos.
Hermanos.
Mm-hmm. Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. Yeah, okay. That one felt good.
Drinking some more.
Yeah.
You got that one.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We're racing in Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I'm it's one of those. It was weird because you're looking at and you're trying to find stats on this race and there's nothing to see. We're going to a brand new track and it's one of those times that it just reminds me of when we went to Chicago Street Course for the first time.
You don't know.
You have no idea what's going to happen. So I think this race, we're going to see the players. I think SVG, I don't know if he dominates, but I think he's got to be the front runner.
Trackhouse, I mentioned it last week. Trackhouse has to be, and I said that Trackhouse wasn't paying any attention to Michigan. I retract that.
Yeah,
Ross I think Chastain got a top 10, didn't he?
He got a 6th place finish.
Yeah, he did pretty good. But the other two, not to be found.
No,
but
that's normal.
But I do think still so much focus is on this with SVG and Suarez. Dude, I think that this is their race, man. Yeah,
this is their race. Get a little bit closer to the mic. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
This is their race. Suarez, I think, I'm worried about Suarez because I think he would be so good here, but I think the pressure might crack him. You know what I mean? Ooh. Like it's his. He feels probably personally that he should win this race, and I think that's going to weigh him down a lot. And I hope that he just doesn't let that get to him. He just comes out here and does Suarez, because Suarez is good at road courses anyway.
Yeah,
he's fine here. Trackhouse is going to build him a great car, because they're going to build an SVG, a freaking hot rod. So he's going to have speed, and he's going to have more experience at this track because he's actually raced it. With him, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, couple guys that have actually raced this track. So I just really hope he focuses, but doesn't get tied up in, hey, we're going to see Mexico flags, and I'm going to this is my
people like chanting his name.
It's going to be like the first time where he is he's home field, home field advantage. So I hope that doesn't get to him and he doesn't feel that pressure and he can just race. And I think he does really well. But I just don't know if he beats SVG personally. I mean, that's tough.
Yeah,
tough.
He might not. I would say SVG's the winner, and I think Suarez with a top 10.
Yes, I'm fine with the Suarez top 10. I think it's going to be really good. But then also though, like again, you can't count out AJ, you can't count out Michael McDowell, you can't count out Ross, you can't count out Alex Bowman,
Reddick,
Tyler Reddick,
Larson,
even Kyle Busch. I mean, we saw him at COTA this year. It was fantastic. Yeah. So, dude, he's got a lot of people he's got to work with. I think he's going to be on the upper half of that, of having a really good car. But don't let the pressure get to him. And I hope Suarez just has a good day. And I think if he has a good day, it does help with that fan base type of thing. Yeah. Like, you would not want to go to Australia or New Zealand where SVG's from, and
if Suarez wins in Mexico,
he's partying. Yeah, they're gonna light that place on fire. Yeah, and I would love to see the Amazon footage of that.
They'll show it,
dude. The post race freaking interview.
Yeah.
He's going to have a sombrero on. They might bring a donkey on stage. I mean, it's going to be wild. He's going to be literally probably drinking from a bottle of tequila.
By the way, my favorite thing on the post race is when they all have a beer.
Yes.
And they all sip it, and Dale Jr. just like
chugs it. Yeah, like he's like, I've been dying for this all day. And you guys are like, we're still working. I drink 7 of these and then go talk for 3 hours. Yeah. So no, I'm with you. That is good. But no, I think SVG is going to have the car to beat. 2.67 mile track.
Pretty long.
Very long. Strategy going to be all over the place. They're doing stages. They're doing stages, right? Or do we know?
I believe they're doing stages. Because they did stages at COTA.
Yeah, they did.
So
okay.
They'll do stages here, too.
Okay. They'll do stages here. So I don't know the stage breakdown. We'll have to look at Bob Pockris for that when it comes out on Saturday when he makes a tweet about it. But
I bet you it's already out.
Is it already out?
I bet you it is.
Okay. Well, you look. I'll keep talking. But I'm curious to see, because, again, we can't really talk about I mean, we can talk about what we think will happen, but what do you think? I'm excited about to see what this atmosphere is like. Is this going to be a party atmosphere? Is this going to be, we're here to watch really good racing and you know, yes, we're going to have a good time, more family oriented, or are we going to see Mexico City party? Because
I think party. And stage breaks.
Yep.
There are stages. The bad thing about Mexico City and to be on the lookout for is that it is expected to rain.
Okay.
Now, it is kind of looking a little wishy-washy. When I first looked at the weather, this was like 2 days ago, where there's like a 20% for like 3 hours kind of during the race.
Okay.
So 20%, I mean, everybody knows it's going to probably rain, but not rain the whole time.
Yeah.
So we might see where people
and it's
have
weird
to put on wets and then go back to
dries.
We might
so they
see
are
that
bringing
strategy.
wets.
I would assume they do because we do race road courses with wet tires.
Okay.
So I couldn't imagine
that would be fun. I love that strategy play.
Yes,
I do.
Where people who you see stay on dry.
Yes.
So we might see that strategy. The stage breaks are 20 laps, 25 laps, and 55 laps.
Ooh,
so
okay.
a long stage.
Yeah.
Three.
Double.
So you're going to probably see in stage 3 where if it stays green, like most road courses do, when are they coming in for fuel?
Yeah.
That'll be a big topic.
Did he tweet out what the fuel, what the range is? Is it?
I did not see.
Because it's normally around that 20 lap mark. You know, normally some of those guys, they'll pit they'll pit like right before the stage ends on stage 1, and then they'll leapfrog the stage and they won't come in at the stage break, and they'll hop out front. So I was just curious if he had said anything about it.
Nothing that I see.
Okay.
While I'm just scrolling.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. But I would assume it's like any other one because we see all the time at COTA.
So they'll have to pit
Sonoma. They'll pit
probably about halfway through stage 3 with it being 50 plus laps.
Oh yeah, they'll have to pit
Yeah.
halfway through. So that'd be very interesting to see. And then again with that rain at play, who knows if it's not actively raining or if the track starts wet, who goes to dries first?
Yeah.
Or who goes to slicks first on the tires? We've seen that play out. Who stays on the dries? It's that. To me, I love that added feature that we could do now, and not just
Windshield wipers look sick.
Yeah, I mean, they look. Yeah,
you have to have them.
You have to have them. I wouldn't say they look sick, but you have to have them.
Dude.
They look cool
because they actually look like a stock car.
Yes, they do. They do.
In a way.
All right. Anything else on Mexico City?
Just excited for it.
Yep.
Think it's going to be a party atmosphere. Think it's, dude. I'm pumped for this race. I hope it's really good, man. I hope the stage breaks don't kind of mess up the strategy like we see a lot in road courses, but I'm sure it probably will play a factor. Yeah, man, I'm super pumped for this race.
I am too. All right, you ready for some bets?
I got pee.
All right, we'll pause.
This is always where I go.
I know. We'll pause. 2, and we're back.
We're back.
I think we're moving into bets.
Into bets.
I think I got some good ones this week. I kind of went with the same strategy. We are down. We lost some more. Josh Berry was looking good for a minute. I texted you.
He got 12.
And you did not respond to me.
I did not see your message until stage 3.
He started in the top 10. He qualified top 10.
He was running good.
He ran the hole, and he got back, and he couldn't get back to the front. But he ran fine. Blaney had the worst day possible.
Yeah.
Blaney did not have a good day. He was like 4 laps now.
Yeah. It's because he got...
I know.
Yeah.
But it's still, I mean, it was like one of those, like, the one time I bet on Blaney, he freaking has that kind of day.
I know.
So it's
I noticed.
what it is. But we're down 13.8 units. Mm-hmm. So we're still not climbing as I want to climb, but we are minimizing damage. So we're not getting much worse, but we're not getting much better. So Larson and Denny did get it done for us. 2 top 10s right there. We hit on that one. Blaney sucked, but then we did have, if you don't remember, we had top manufacturer Chevy.
Yes,
and Denny won.
That. Yep.
So that was tough. I was hoping Byron. That's what I was talking about earlier in the episode of like I wanted Denny to win, but at the same time I was like, if William Byron could have pulled that off, that'd have been way better. For the bets. For the bets.
Yeah.
So, but I think I got something good for us this week.
What you got from Mexico?
So Mexico, SVG to win. SVG to win plus 330.
Yeah.
Lowest odds we've seen all day.
Take it.
On a win, but you have to full unit.
You got to.
Yeah.
Full unit?
Full unit on him to win. I think he can get it done. I only have 3 and I'm tabling with another one that I'm gonna see your opinion on that we break up maybe. But second unit goes on. So first unit SVG to win plus 330. Second unit, 1 full unit on AJ, Michael McDowell top 10. Parlay them together. You don't like that?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Plus 161.
I could see it, but I just feel like something's gonna happen to one of them. Those aren't. So whenever we did the Larson Denny parlays,
Yeah, they're pretty locked
because they're so good.
Yeah.
But we're betting on 2 people here that.
I know. I just think they're just going to be...
They're just such wild cards.
They are a little bit wild cards, but I also think, like, we have to account that this is a road course.
They're great at road courses.
I don't know, and I think they're just going to be head over heels better than a lot of the guys there, personally.
Okay.
And so I think it's a risk I'm willing to take.
Plus 170?
Plus 161. Like, it's not that crazy. You're fine with the SVG winning at plus 330, but you don't think
that's great value.
Okay, yeah, that's
this. I don't know if it's the greatest value. I mean,
so you think the odds? So you think the odds should be like
plus 200?
Plus 200. I mean, we're
250.
Okay,
I mean,
but we're not far off from that in the grand scheme of things. Okay,
I'll tell you mine.
Okay, hold on. Okay, you want me to tell you yours before I'll tell you my last one because I got a debate with the last one. The last one is the one that I'm eyeballing with. So right. What's yours?
You're going to roll your eyes. You're going to call me an idiot. Austin Cindric, top 10.
Okay, I don't hate that. I really don't. I'm not going to roll my eyes. I don't hate it. I thought about it, which that's another thing. So I don't hate that at all. His odds, you want me to tell you his odds? You probably didn't even look, did you?
Give me them odds.
His odds for a top 10
plus 180.
Plus 180.
That's my guess. Spencer's getting the real answer.
I don't even. Catherine Legg's racing. Did you know that?
Oh, God.
Plus 130.
Plus 130?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus 130. I don't hate that either. I think that's going to be good. But so my last bet, and I'm between. So I've been talking to Maples. You know Maples,
yeah.
So Maples sent me some of his bets this past week, and something I hadn't really considered and hadn't done enough of, and so I kind of dove into it this week. But it's groups. So DraftKings offers 4 drivers: Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D.
Okay.
4 different drivers in each, and you pick the winner out of that group.
So you get 4 drivers.
So you only have
bet.
no. You don't get 4 drivers. You get 1 driver, but he just has to beat the other 3. So he doesn't have to win, but he just has to finish ahead of the other 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah. So
new bet.
It's a new bet that I've seen. I've done it I did it a couple times last year. Didn't have much success, but he's betted on it several times. I asked him about it, and he does a lot with it. But so the group I went with was Group D. Okay, so Group D is Bowman, Briscoe, Hocevar, Cindric. Okay, and I went with Bowman. I don't think Carson's going to be that great personally. He's going to have speed. I think Briscoe's not. He's just not going to be good. I think it comes down between Cindric and Bowman.
I don't hate it, Spencer.
Okay,
but what scares me, and I know he won Chicago, but what scares me is just how bad he's been.
I know he's not been great. Cindric is plus 300 in this group. Alex Bowman's plus 225. So I went with Bowman.
Does he have the best odds out of that group?
He does have the best odds out of that group. So he's kind of the favorite. But again, I think the battle really comes down between Cindric and Bowman. And
I agree with that.
But the other group that really caught my attention that was tough, and it's so tough because we've talked about him, and Daniel Suarez is in this group that I'm talking about. I think he's going to have a good day, but he's in there. He's in there with Larson, Elliott, AJ Allmendinger, and him. That's tough.
I don't want to bet on that group at all.
I don't want to bet on that group at all. I don't want to touch it. Because I can see Suarez winning the whole race. You know, you could. At the same time, you could see Kyle Larson winning by putting the whole field 2 laps down.
I like AJ.
I do like AJ in that one group.
Because
I know.
Pollock's been so good.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
So that group I didn't want to touch, but it's just tough not to bet on Daniel Suarez at this race a little bit just to see if he can overcome that pressure that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
But so let's get away from that group.
Take me away.
And take you away back to Group D. Do you agree with me that it's between Cindric and Bowman there?
I do agree with you that it's between Cindric and Bowman.
And you think Cindric's the move?
I mean, personally, I do, but at the end of the day, I don't hate the Bowman bet.
Okay.
It just makes me nervous because they've just had so many things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wrecked at Michigan. I know it's a completely different track.
Yeah.
But also remember before that, he was running like trash.
I know. He was.
And then,
he was.
And then
Bowman is the guy, though, that's so tough to bet on sometimes, and I've bet on him so many times. I know how he races. Is Stage 1 and Stage 2, even at a road course, dude, he's going to run like freaking 23rd. Yeah. And you're like, oh, my God, my day's so... He's done. And then somehow he finds speed or they make a strategy move that puts him in a prime spot to get a good finish. And then, to me, if Bowman can get a good qualifying position, he can hold on to it. He doesn't lose positions, but he doesn't gain them either, you know? So he's one of those, if he can put himself on the right foot to start out with there. I also think that with the weather type of situation, they're ones to take more of that risk. And I think sometimes, especially in these partial rain situations where it's part dry, part wet, he's one of the first ones to go back to slicks, which I like. Because to me, we've seen that whoever goes back to slicks first normally pays up.
They drive through the field.
They drive through the field way quicker. So if he has a bad qualifying spot, he can make that up very quickly. That's my only thing. I think Austin Cindric's going to be a bit more reserved, personally.
I agree.
He's going to be more strategic about what he does. And not to say that...
race win, he's going to be going for a good
He's going to be going for a good finish. He doesn't really have to win. I think Bowman just throws more everything out there because they know this is a starred track for them where they need a good finish.
Yep.
So that's kind of why I went with him.
I agree.
Okay.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
Okay.
Like I said, it makes me a little nervous, but just because. But I see what you're saying.
Okay.
Roll with it.
Okay. I'm rolling with it. So cap it off. SVG to win, 1 unit, plus 330. AJ Michael McDowell, parlayed, top 10, plus 161, 1 unit. And our last unit goes on the Group D winner, Alex Bowman, plus 225. All we need to do is hit 2 of these.
Yeah,
that's what I need to do.
I think this is a good week.
This is a good week for us. We need an SVG win hard. Hit him at our plus 330, and then I would just love to see Alex Bowman win that group. And then the AJ Michael McDowell pick would be a plus.
Yeah,
it would just be cherry on top. We don't need it, but we can still see it happen. Plus 161. I think the value's there. Personally, I think it should be a little bit lower for them, just because how good they are. And I think that these teams know that these guys are good at these tracks, so they've been circling this weekend too. Colleague's really good. Spire has speed. That's what I'm not worried about.
Spire does have speed.
Spire does have speed, so we're not worried about them. I'm just worried about Michael McDowell as a driver. Sometimes he can be a bit of a head case at these races and just put himself in bad spots or get down. So I just hope he has a good day, figures it out. Even if he qualifies, mid-20s, I'm still not.
I wouldn't be worried.
Yeah, I'm not too worried. I know.
Long race.
Yes, very long race. I think he'll get to the front. It's just one of those. I hope he can. I'm more worried if he qualifies on the pole. Literally, you know what I mean? If he qualifies on the pole, I'm like, he's not finishing top 10. He's just not.
He's going to fall back.
Yeah, he's going to fall back because he's the guy that's going to lose positions.
Yes.
He's the guy that's going to lose positions.
Yep.
He's not going to. If he starts in the back, I feel like he gains more. And if he starts in the front, he loses way more than he would ever gain.
As little sense as that makes perfect sense.
Okay, thank you.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I hope that when we come, AJ probably qualifies seventh, sixth, and you're like, okay, that's exactly where I want to see. He can hang.
He will hang around.
He will hang. If he qualifies seventh or sixth, maybe you sprinkle a little money on him to win. Seriously, that's how good that car. That's how good he is, and if that car shows that type of speed, we're in good shape. Yep. If Michael McDowell qualifies on the pole, go ahead and do not cash this bet at all. Just go ahead and throw it away. Because
when is practice qualifying? Is it Friday?
It's on Friday, or it's on Saturday. I think it's on Saturday. Yeah, so we'll see on Saturday. But so that's what I'm going with. I'm excited. I think that's going to be good. You ready to spin the wheel?
How'd the wheel do last week?
The wheel last week, dude. Eric Jones, top 10. Yeah. First one in a minute. He finished 11th.
I know. I saw that, and dude, it killed me.
I couldn't believe it. Because the wheel is one of those bets I don't keep up with, because I'm always worried about mine a little bit more, and I don't ever picture it. And then I'm getting prepared for the show and going through it, and I was like, dude, we had Eric Jones top 10. Wasn't he close? Yeah. I think he got it. And then I looked and he was 11th. And I was like, oh my God, the wheel was that close.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Because you're going head to head. Because you're down 13.8. Will's down 19.88.
Yeah.
Pretty
Will's
close.
down 9.88 units. Very close, especially considered, of course, I bet 3 units. The Will bets 1 unit every week. So we have to keep that into consideration. But yeah,
I forget.
It was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough. So
it's tough for us all.
You want to spin it this week?
Let's get the wheel.
Let's do it.
Danny. There we go. Getting the wheel pulled up. Perfect. Got to go to bet type.
Yep. Let me throw it on the screen here for people to see. And what do we want this week?
Honestly, give me top manufacturer.
Yeah.
Give me a Chevy.
Chevy. Yeah, I think that's what we want.
Why didn't you bet that?
I know.
Now that I think about it, that's actually. I know. Dude, they got to be minus 200.
Yeah, they got to be.
Pull up those odds.
I'm pulling them up.
Now that I think about it, yeah.
Minus 230.
Minus 230.
Yeah.
There's no value.
Yeah,
there.
there's.
Yeah, leave that alone.
I mean, but for the wheel, that would be a good spin.
That'd be
though.
good.
That'd be a good spin.
That'd be good.
I don't think we've ever had minus odds on the wheel.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
Let's get it. ASMR time for everybody at home.
Ooh.
We got a top Chevy.
Chevy. Ooh.
That's going to be very difficult.
That is going to be, yeah, that's going to be
so
tough.
many Chevys.
There are so many.
Yeah, I mean, you got Suarez, you got SVG, you got Larson, you got McDowell, Allmendinger,
Carson. Who knows?
Yeah, probably.
You got it. You got Chase. I mean, Chase hasn't been good, but he
hasn't won a Cup Series race in
a hot minute.
Next gen.
Yeah.
Or a road course. That's
yeah.
what I meant. And there's no Chase Elliott hate here. I got some feedback on that.
Yeah, we did get some feedback on that.
Yeah, I did.
And we weren't here for the Chase hate, apparently.
And hey, listen.
You know what?
I'm not a Chase hater.
You're not a Chase hater?
Never have been.
I am. I am.
I condone Chase Elliott.
Chase Elliott can suck my balls.
No, to that one specific listener that I know.
I know,
I hate Chase Elliott.
Yeah. Yeah, that listener.
Yeah.
That listener.
Yeah.
Sucks.
She's gonna pop your back out of play.
Yeah. If I ever went and saw her,
Yeah. She's gonna do it on purpose.
You know what she should do if she really wanted the Chase hate to stop?
What?
She should probably just sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an easy way to get rid of the Chase hate.
Yeah. Great.
I mean, that's what all the.
She's a business owner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what business owners do to stop hate.
Yeah.
They just sponsor.
You know what? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shut us up with the money.
Yeah. Exactly. I'll sing anywhere with a little bit of coin. All right.
She sponsors. We show up with Chase Elliott hats.
Yeah, we get him on the show. All right, let's spin it. You ready?
Chevy driver's wheel. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Oh no.
Kyle Busch.
That's not
Kyle
horrible.
Busch, he won, if we recall.
Yeah.
He won the Xfinity at Mexico at the same
did.
track.
He did. I don't hate this.
I don't hate it because I honestly think that he's just top Chevy, right?
Yep.
God, that's tough.
Yeah, I know. Because
maybe
like
he
we
gets
said,
second, and then like a Cedric gets first, or a Blaney, or
he can have a lot happen.
Or
There could be,
Reddick,
yeah.
Yeah. So I do not hate the Wills bet. Wills bet top Chevy.
Yeah.
Kyle Busch.
What do you think the odds on that are?
Top Chevy Kyle Busch.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's got to be like plus 290.
Plus 900.
900?
Mm-hmm. He's got he's got Shane. SVG's the favorite.
Yeah.
Plus 200. William Byron at plus 500. Kyle Larson at plus 500. Chase Elliott at plus 700. AJ Allmendinger at plus 550. And then him.
Dude, that Allmendinger plus 550 is screaming at me.
He's plus 850.
Allmendinger?
Yeah. Top
850?
Chevy. Top Chevy, though. He's got to beat Larson and SVG.
All that takes is Larson choking it away.
I mean,
And
yeah,
then-
that's
and
a
bad
fact.
day for SVG.
Mm-hmm. Top Chevy.
Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch.
I hope it happens
KFB.
for Kyle Busch.
I do too.
I love Kyle Busch.
I know. Kyle Busch is that guy. So
He is that guy.
Top Chevrolet plus 900. Kyle Busch.
Will's gonna be up big if it hits.
Yeah. Oh my God. It would.
That'll even it out, basically.
It would. It really would. It would even it out.
Kyle Busch wins. Right.
All right. You ready for the choose who zone?
No.
No.
I mean, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Look
away. Look away, just in case.
Look away.
You know what we're gonna have to do because I didn't do what you did. I need to pee.
You need to pee?
Yeah. And we are back. Sorry about that. That was my fault this time. So
We're back.
We're back again.
Because you had to pee.
I had to pee. And we are ready this week for the
Choose Who Zone.
Choose Who Zone. Okay, let me pull it up.
CWZ.
Don't look at the screen.
I thought I could already look at it.
Yeah, I know. Well, I took it off when I peed, so you wouldn't cheat.
I wasn't going to cheat.
I know, but I can never trust you.
Can I look now?
No, you cannot look now.
Can I please look now?
No.
I just
cannot
wanna
look now.
win. I just want to win so freaking bad.
And you can look right now. All right.
Choose Who Zone.
Choose Who Zone. We are back. If you don't know the rules, 3 facts are given about any driver ever. 2 questions can be asked to help, and 3 total guesses. You can trade guesses. 4 questions to give you more questions, less guesses. All right. Are you ready this week, Colby? You are on a 2-week losing streak. We need to get out of that. Your facts this week are 2-time Xfinity champion, 34 wins, 5 career road course wins.
This second bullet point on 34 wins is not specific.
34 cup wins. 34 cup wins. I didn't type it in there because it would have made it smaller. I'm sorry. I meant to say 34 cup
5
wins.
career road course wins.
Yeah.
And is that also implying? Well,
Yes,
I don't
those
want
are-
that to be a question. But
No, it's not. They're cup wins. You can ask that. They're 5 career road course cup wins, 34 cup wins, 2-time Xfinity champion. And you should have done some studying. You said you were going to do some studying last week. Did you do any studying?
I did. I
Okay.
did all the studying. Listen, I studied my ass off.
Good. Good.
All right.
Let me pull you up here so I can answer your questions in case you have some good ones. We're going.
All right. I'm doing what I always do. I'm currently going through the teams here.
Okay.
There is nobody in the Spire camp. There is nobody in the Front Row Motorsports camp. There is...
You're pulling, getting rid of the secondary teams rapidly.
Yes, because those are the hardest ones to remember. It is not Bubba. I wrote down Reddick because of the career road course wins. Because I know he has a couple. Thing with Reddick, I'll tell you, I don't think he's got 34 wins.
Okay, that's a good call.
I don't think he's got 34 wins
That's a good
at
call.
all.
Yeah.
I looked high and low.
Yeah.
Did not
And couldn't find 34.
Now
No.
let me think about Penske.
Okay.
Okay, now Penske, who they got on Penske? They got Cindric.
They do.
Absolutely not. He didn't have close to shit on that.
Yeah.
They got Blaney. We're going to think about him.
Yeah.
We're going to think about him. But if I do recall, he has 14 Cup wins. We're going to mark him right out.
Yep. We learned him last week.
We learned him last week.
Yep.
And then you have Joey.
Joey.
And we have Joey. I'm going to leave Joey,
Yeah.
but I'm not thinking about Joey.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta leave Joey.
Joey's
though.
like my ex from middle school.
Yeah.
You know?
She brought you some good times.
She brought me some good times.
Some good memories.
Yeah.
Was your first maybe on a couple things, but not one to write
We
home
talking
about.
about first on a couple things.
Maybe it was your first kiss. I don't know when you had your first kiss. Was it elementary school? I'm
was-
sorry.
Yeah.
It
It was actually, it was first grade.
Okay, well, good for you.
It was first grade.
I wasn't.
Do you remember back in elementary school? Did you ever have the thing where you had to pull like the red, yellows, and red cards?
Yeah.
I kissed this girl at a playground, dude.
Red
It was-
card?
Red card.
Oh,
Red
no
card.
way they red carded
They
you for
red
that.
carded me, and then they called my mom. My mom was pissed. My dad said, "Hell yeah."
Yeah, of course he did. Like any dad would.
He's like,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And then he was like, "Was she a good kisser?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "Dad, we're sick."
Yeah.
But
Yeah. We touched tongues.
I had to worry about. All right, and then we're gonna think about RCR.
Ooh.
Absolutely not on Austin Dillon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Kyle Busch. He has way more Cup wins than 34. Absolutely not. Okay, so I have eliminated most of these teams at this point.
Yeah.
So I have limited it down to 3 drivers.
3 drivers. Are you going to take 3
drivers.
guesses?
Now, here's the thing.
You have 2 questions.
I know.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
You got this thing where if I ask a question, you're like, no. No.
I'll answer pretty much any question.
Do they drive a Chevrolet?
Is that your question?
Yes.
No.
They do not drive a Chevrolet?
No. No.
Are they an active driver?
No.
You son of a gun. Are you serious right now?
Dead ass.
34 Cup wins. 2 times. Why did you do this to me?
I've
been on such an active driver.
Well, I know. I had to get you out. I had to get you out the.
I'm down 2 to 4, and I'm out of questions.
No. You can trade a guess for a question. You now know. You now know he doesn't drive a Chevy. I gave you the Chevy one. I gave you the Chevy one.
So he did not drive a Chevy.
Did not drive a Chevy.
Okay. I am going to trade a guess for a question.
Okay. What is your question?
When did he retire?
I'm not going to answer that. So you still have your guess. I'm not going to answer that.
You're a terrible person.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not going to answer that one.
Why are you not going to answer that?
I'm just not going to answer that one. You ask a better question. Ask him. I know, dude. That's a very.
Oh, that was a pretty good question.
It's not a bad question. It gives you more of a time frame, but maybe ask when did he win 2 Xfinity championships?
That's not going to help me one bit.
It'll give you more. It'll give you the same time frame. It'll give you the same time frame.
No, it's going to tell me how. No, it's not going to tell me how long he raced in the Cup Series when he left the Cup Series. I'm thinking Cup Series. I'm not on an Xfinity train.
I understand.
5 career road course wins.
You can ask when his last win was. I'll give you that. I'll give you the year that is. Will that help?
Probably not.
Okay. I mean, I'm just saying I'm not giving you the year he retired. But I'm not saying don't ask another question. I'm just not giving you that.
2 times.
I feel like that would give it away.
That would give it away.
I do, yeah, I think so. I'm giving you too much right now.
34 Cup wins.
Yeah.
You know, I thought about Dale Jr. But here's the thing. I don't think he had 34 Cup wins. I think he's in the 20s.
Is he?
I think so.
Okay.
And listen, I listened back to the pod from last week. You are the most conniving person. Just lead
when it comes to this game, I do love this game. This is one of my favorite games. I do hate that I have to do it to you. I love to do it to Austin more, personally, but
I wish you'd come back.
I know.
Okay. All right.
So you still have 3 guesses.
You're probably gonna veto this.
Okay.
You're probably gonna veto it, and this is a question.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay if you veto it. Can you tell me what his most famous sponsor was?
No, I cannot tell you that. No.
I knew you'd veto it.
Yeah, I cannot tell you that.
Okay. Is it Kevin Harvick?
Is that a guess?
That's a guess.
Two left.
34 Cup wins.
Kevin has way more than that.
I thought he did.
Yeah, he has like 60. He has double that.
God, you gotta be kidding me. 2-time Xfinity champion.
Would it help to know how many championships he won? I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah. Yeah, how many championships did he win?
1. He won 1 Cup championship. That's a freebie. 4 facts for Colby.
That's a freebie?
That's a freebie. That's the truth. I didn't even cause you a question.
Is it the Hall of Famer Kurt Busch?
Okay. So now you have 1 guess left.
Cup champion.
Cup champion.
Oh my God! You've won 1 championship.
34 wins. That's nothing to really bat your eyes about. That's a pretty.
That's a lot.
That's a decent number.
That's a lot.
Yeah. You go over what you know. Tell the viewers what you know. What do you know? You know he's not active.
I know he's not active. I know he's won a Cup championship.
Yeah.
I know he has 34 wins.
Yeah.
The road course does not help me.
The road course doesn't help you. I needed another fact in there that was...
He has 34 wins.
Two-time
That's really...
Xfinity
See, you
champion.
give me 3 bullet points, but really only one. I know I should know like a 2-time Xfinity champion.
Two-time Xfinity champ's pretty...
Hey, let's be honest.
There's not a long...
Who freaking cares about Xfinity?
I mean, you're
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
But as far as this game goes, you should care.
I should care.
You didn't study the Xfinity Series champions, did you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I need to.
That's
I'm
rookie-
starting to notice
yeah,
a trend
yeah,
here.
That's rookie numbers.
All right, so he is no longer with us. Is he in heaven, maybe?
Is he?
Okay. I don't want to rush this, but I also don't want to take forever because I know we're on a podcast. But
Yeah, you're 10 minutes in.
I'm 10 minutes in?
From when we started this game.
Oh, my God.
Just letting you know.
I feel like it's only been 5 and you're lying to me. To get
I'm-
me
I'm-
that shit.
I'm not. I have a timer right here, so it counts the time.
He won a championship.
Mm-hmm. You're going to kick yourself. You should know this one.
Okay.
I gave you a lot.
You did give me a lot.
I gave you a lot.
I'm writing down one name.
Okay.
Now let's think here. Let's think about. I just feel, the problem is I just feel like whatever. I feel like you're trying to screw me. That's the
I
problem.
mean, it's trickery, for sure. I'm not trying to
you're
screw
really-
you, but it is trickery.
Let me take a drink of this margarita.
Take it. Yeah,
Let me
you
take a drink.
need one. Finish that off. Just chug it. Yeah, finish that off.
You're gonna give me a former driver on Mexico Week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's them. He never won a championship. Thought about Carl Edwards. He never won a championship.
It's definitely a name you know.
It's for sure going to be a name I know, and that's what kind of bothers me. Because if he has 34 wins, I should know this.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not Mark Martin. He never won a championship.
He did not.
Um,
Who won
my
a championship?
God, who won a championship? See, that would have been a good bullet point. That would have been a really good bullet point.
What? Who won a championship?
No, just he one Cup champion. You know, it would have been a great bullet point.
I gave it to you anyway. I gave it to you anyway.
5 career.
I
road
gave it
course
to you
wins.
anyway.
5 career road course wins. You want me to tell you who I almost bet on?
Who?
Or I almost said? Well, before I knew that it wasn't active, I almost said Chase Elliott.
Oh.
5 career, 34 wins. It's
yeah.
probably somewhere close. I didn't think he had quite 34,
I
though.
don't think he's got 34.
I don't think he's got 34.
Do you want me to break your heart and tell you how many
Dude,
he
I
has?
bet he's got like 19.
I was going to say, I bet you it's not even 20.
yeah, I don't think it's that many.
Our biggest Chase Elliott fan could tell us, though.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not even going to look it up. Chase Elliott fan that threw out the Chase Elliott hate.
Yeah.
If you're real and you actually listen, tell us how many you have in the comments.
She's going to Google it.
Yeah, that's fine.
You
At
know,
least she
she's-
listened to the whole episode.
She's not on the spot.
She listened to the whole episode.
She did.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching me suffer through this here.
You're at 13 minutes.
Why do you keep bringing this up?
I'm just trying to say we got to keep you on a time crunch here a little bit.
Time crunch? I didn't know there was a time limit too. Now I got all these
Well, now
rules.
we're approaching 2 hours.
Oh, my God.
I just need one guess.
Dude, and it's going to be wrong. It's going to
Maybe
be
it'd be
so
right.
wrong. I have his name wrote down.
It might
and
be.
I
It
can't
might be right.
remember who the heck he is. I'll tell you what. If it ain't Martin Truex Jr., I don't know. Give it Martin Truex Jr.
Martin Truex Jr.
Let's
baby,
go!
good job, good job, good job,
Let's go!
good job. Cup champion.
Let's go!
34 race wins, 2-time Coke 600 winner, Southern 500 winner, one of the 75 greatest drivers.
Let's
Great job,
go.
Colby. No,
Are you laughing at me?
wrong button.
Rain.
The applause.
Nice. Oh, is that applause?
That's applause.
I thought it was nice rain on a tin roof.
That was applause. Good job, buddy.
Yes,
Good job.
sir. So we are
Got it.
3-4.
Yeah, 3-4.
Still losing.
But that was a good. You needed that,
I did need that.
and that was good.
I didn't.
That was good.
I did need that. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. I thought I was going to. You know who I almost said, but I couldn't remember
Who?
Coach championship. I almost said Matt Kenseth.
Oh.
I knew he won Rookie of the Year,
Yeah.
but I did not know if he ever won championship.
I don't think he won a championship.
I don't think he did either.
Yeah.
And
I don't
did
know
think
that
he
for
had
sure.
34.
I don't think he did though.
Ah, let's go.
That's why I couldn't tell you the year that he
Won the
retired.
champion- Oh, because
You would have known.
22.
Yeah.
24.
Yeah, 20 last
Yeah,
year.
last year.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you that.
Yeah,
I couldn't
wow.
tell you that.
That's
You
good.
would have known immediately.
That's a good point.
Okay.
I should have.
And I also couldn't tell you who the sponsor was because if I said Bass Pro, you would have known.
That's a good
You would have
point.
known.
I should have picked up on that and been like, oh, it's.
That's what I'm saying. If you can also pick up on the questions I deny.
That's
You
a good
know,
point.
you can.
Real good point. Because
Yeah.
I wouldn't remember when Matt Kenseth retired.
No. But
Yeah.
you would have remembered when a driver that retired last year,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So that was good. That
Yes,
was good.
let's go.
All right, man. Anything else? That was a good episode, buddy.
Great episode.
Yeah. No, I just want to thank our supporters again. Kevin Kirkland, Noah Pendry, Ben Burrow. You guys are the best. I want to give also a shout out to a new coworker I have. His name is Hootie. He said he was going to subscribe and listen, so this is a shout out.
Hootie.
Yeah, this is a shout out to him. And if he's a real one, he'll donate.
Call Hootie out.
Yeah. Call Hootie up. And we're going to call him out and see if he actually does listen. That's kind of a thing. I'm not going to say anything to him at work.
Yeah.
And see if he actually notices.
He ain't gonna say a thing.
Yeah, he ain't going to say a thing.
Yeah.
So,
Hootie.
but yeah, man. Colby, thank you for being here again.
Dude, thank you for having me as always.
We'll probably have you back next weekend. We're not or next week. We're not sure about that, but I
Who
hope
knows?
you get to recap with us. The margaritas were great.
Yes.
You guys enjoy Mexico.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers.
Happy Father's Day. Happy
Yep.
Father's Day. We couldn't be here without them.
Yep.
Anything else?
That's it, brother.
All right, let's get out of here. That'll be
you.
good.
Go